We're talking chicken. We're talking meal prep. We're talking sourdough discard. Okay, Jam Fam, good morning, happy day. Fed the sourdough for the first time yesterday in months, getting it out of the refrigerator, and it has more than doubled. It's gonna need a fresh jar. We are getting this fed and going so we can start doing some sourdough things around here. Okay, so here it's afternoon now, so it's looking nice and bubbly from where we fed it this morning. I guess weather report this morning is it looks like rain. It's sprinkling a little bit. Got some kind of bird flying over yonder, but still gonna get some morning steps in. Okay, we had to enlist some umbrella action now. Okay, only got a little over a half mile in before my chickens started waking up and popping out the door at me, haha. But we're gonna get the morning going now. And this is better than nothing, and I wore my weighted vest for it. So on this rainy day, before I get back into finishing filming 30 homemade pizzas, we are gonna have a little reload time. We've been reading Roald Dahl's The Twits, and also brought to me, The Thinks You Can Think. And from the birthday party, we have a Super Mario book that's been a lot of fun. And we absolutely love Shel Silverstein. So we are going through again everything on it. I have many of his children's poetry collections, and these are so good that our problem is we say, okay, we'll only read 4, and then we just can't stop reading them. So I remember these from my childhood, and we enjoy these. And we've got some morning applesauce cups going down too. In a basket with a cover, in some jammies with some applesauce. Also, question, we got these at the thrift store maybe 2 weeks ago. They roll down into balls and then you can throw them and then let's see, I won't be able to do it properly, but it becomes a ball and then you throw it and it unfolds into this creation. And we've got a couple different ones. What I need my Jam Fam to help me with, what are these called? Because I see no name on them besides like a little serial number. I need some help knowing what these are so that I can order some, maybe on eBay, somewhere. They are all the rage and we would love more. And I do not know what they are. So if anyone in the Jam Fam in the world here knows what these are called, please let me know. Let's see if I can do it with this hand. Yeah, they roll up. And they're so cool and so popular here. And another day, we are gonna discard about half of our sourdough starter and add some more flour and water and get it bubbly again. And I know we got a sticky mess with my paper napkin. We'll perfect this in a few days. Right now we're just getting it done and it's working, and that's amazing. I've been working this week on making sure I'm getting my quick and easy, what I call my bathroom workout routine done, where I do 15 to 20 push-ups, I do a 1-minute plank, and then I work with my thrift store acquired 15-pound kettlebell weight, doing figure eights and some other quick kettlebell exercises for an additional 5 to 7 minutes. And this is just a good, quick way I can be fairly consistent in my bathroom while I get ready in the morning. If I stack the habit onto other things I'm already doing, like when I get ready, I also do these quick little mama workout routine in my bathroom. It helps me get it done most days, and some days I'm able to get it done twice. Some days I also do things like add the push-ups and the plank again toward the end. I'm not a health coach. I'm not an exercise expert. I'm a mama living it, and this is how it's been working for me. Happy day, Jam Fam. You may have heard that exciting for 2026. I'm just proud of me and us and all the things for being productive and launching new ideas and getting things done. It's amazing. Some days feel like you can't put one foot in front of the other, and then some seasons are like, wow, several things are coming together, and I am so grateful. I have launched my big batch freezer meals and meal prep vault. You can go take a look for yourself at largefamilytable.com/vault. It is over 100 resources to help you fill your own freezer or freezers. No matter your freezer size and no matter your family size, you can stock your freezer, you can meal prep, you can big batch cook, you can do one for now, one for later freezer meals. You can use your slow cooker or your electric pressure cooker, your Instant Pot, your Blackstone. You can use your stock pots, your goose pots, your half-size sheet pans, and your full-size sheet pans. I guide you through meal planning and meal prepping and stocking your freezer full of breakfast, lunches, dinners, desserts, snacks. I help you make postpartum freezer meals. I help you meal prep for yourself and friends and family when they may be sick or have other situations in their life where they need support with meals. I help you frugal grocery shop, learn how to use items from your pantry, and save money on groceries. I do big batch baking with you, making many homemade breads and bagels, cakes and desserts. I help you with low-carb meals, gluten-free meals, and dairy-free meals. We also do a lot of sugar-free baking. There is so much in my just released big batch freezer meals and meal planning vault. And I invite you now to click the first link in the description below, head to largefamilytable.com/vault, and don't forget to use my special coupon code JAMFAM for a limited time to take an extra $50 off. Thank you so much for walking through this. We're almost to the 1,000-day mark. I've almost made it 1,000 days in my new universe, and the Jam Fam has been there with me every step of the way. And I thank you all for joining me now in the Big Batch Freezer Meals and Meal Planning Vault. Yay! Good morning. We are getting some oatmeal bowls ready. Did a pot of old-fashioned oats. Also, I've got rice going in the slow cooker. That's jasmine rice. And I'm going to get some baked potatoes going too. Also some day 3 sourdough feeding time. Looks pretty sad this morning. It's hungry. And I know I have a tissue or a napkin mess because I just put a napkin and the ring over the top. We'll get this looking pretty here in a few days. Today, these couple days, we're just getting this fed again. And little things like napkins stuck to the top of the jar. I don't mind about right now. We will get this moved to a bigger jar coming up too. works. So here's the potatoes that are roasted, and now we're gonna get ready for an Easter egg hunt. Okay, it's cold out, but we are having Easter egg hunt fun. We just did the hunt. Now we're gonna go to the park, and we needed some ice cream. We are back from our playground and egg hunt and ice cream adventures. I had 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast that I did the cold water defrost method on. I sliced those in half. I then added in some olive oil and about 1/3 of the cup of that Azure lemon pepper seasoning. Rolled them all around. We're going to get them on a full-size sheet pan. And I also have 2 bags of broccoli. So we are going to do some lemon pepper chicken and sheet pan broccoli that we're prepping for this afternoon. Here's how both sheet pans look. It grew into 2 full-size sheet pans. So that was about 6 pounds of broccoli, 10 pounds of chicken. Hey, look, I meal prepped, rolled in olive oil and that delicious lemon pepper seasoning that you know I just love, love, love. So we're gonna get this in the oven and we will have this as some meal options too. It's beautiful this morning. We're leaving for a little bit over 20-mile hike. It was such a beautiful morning and beautiful drive and beautiful clouds. Just everything for a big trail event is beautiful, even when it's an icy, snowy day, right? But it wasn't snowy on this day. It was chilly. It was chilly when we started. I did wear my black and hooded and has some nice pockets vest that I got this winter for winter trail running, and I wore it the whole time, but it was definitely, the weather became total perfection and I was not too hot and not too cold, so that worked out well. Sometimes you have to wear layers and you end up shedding your layers and such. So the way that this particular trail event worked is you could do the 7-miler, the 14-miler, the 21-miler, or the 28-miler. We ended up deciding to go for the 14-miler. It was me and one of my young adult children. They get a lot of steps in every day too, but this was their very first official trail event besides family hikes. I believe there was about 1,200 people registered for this event of all ages and stages. And we were just going to take our time and enjoy ourselves, enjoy the cups of trail mix they gave out every couple miles, and enjoy the scenery. Now, this event was up at Massanutten Ski Resort. I've been to Massanutten so many times because it's local to me. However, I've never actually done the trails there. So this was a lot of fun. Also, what I was not expecting, now for these events, you get maps, you get elevation guides, you can download the map for Starva or use All Trails. I had glanced at it. I did not realize the last 3 or so miles was climbing over rocks on a mountain ridge. That was a fun bonus. It was amazing, and honestly, that's where we gained so much elevation. Total, we had well over 3,000 feet elevation gain. And a good bit of that was over those last few miles. So every time we came to one large rock mountain to climb on top of this mountain ridge, and we came down and we would go a little further and we would think, okay, that was it. That was the peak of it. And nope, then there'd be another one. And we did that 4 to 6 times. And even the other groups of people that we would end up hiking with at different points, they would be like, okay, that has to be it, right? Nope. Then there would be another one. So it was definitely adventurous and we felt like mountain climbers. And at the end, we went and had a very special carb load dinner. It was beautiful views. Actually, the ending, we had to come all the way down one of the most treacherous ski slopes there. And so that was wild. I went back and forth so it would be easy on my knees. Anyway, for that event, I ended up with a little over 37,000 steps. And then for the day, I actually ended up with over 40,000 steps. because once I got home, several of my elementary guys were still out in the sunshine playing. They had been home with some other adults, and they were still playing outside, and I was still moving outside with them, so I got in several more miles that way. Okay, so we were just joking. This is like another rock mountain to climb, so it's maybe the grand finale. Taking a dried mango break. So we thought for sure the last pile of rocks was it, but surprise. Okay, 2 miles left, more snacks. So we think that's the ridge that we just did. We started down there because we were ahead of these townhouses and things. We came all the way down that way. And now it's the ski slope descent. Okay, we earned this. Over 3,200 feet elevation gain. Happy new day, or new evening that is. We are putting 4 of our homemade pizzas from the freezer into the oven and having another pizza night. I also discarded and fed the sourdough this morning. Okay, so I just brought up, I had 4-gallon bags left of the salmon cakes that we made in December. I'm going to do those on a big sheet pan for dinner tonight. Also, I have 1 bag left of my gluten-free running pancakes we did in January. 1 bag left of my gluten-free running cookies from January. So these are going to go in the fridge. I'll start eating those tomorrow, dinner tonight. Hey, look, we meal prepped. Okay, so I majorly fed my sourdough starter this morning. I did not discard any, and it grew all the way up here. I fed it, let's see, I did a whole cup of flour, whole cup of water, and I had a cup of starter. So then I started to divide it out. I want to grow a bunch of starter because I want to do a bunch of sourdough projects starting tomorrow. And I need more than a cup of sourdough starter for what I want to do. And also I need a bunch of discard coming up for all kinds of sourdough discard projects. So I'm just gonna get this starter going now in these bigger jars. I'm gonna bigger it, and we are gonna get moving forward with sourdough spring, sourdough summer 2026. So in this jar, I had 2 cups of active starter, some, I don't know, little mess from my countertop there. We've been spring cleaning. Anyway, 2 cups of active starter, and I added 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of water. And this one, I had 1 cup of active starter. I did 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of water. I'm just gonna mark them on the jars for fun and put a little loose lid on them, and I've just been using parchment paper because you know my napkin was getting a little questionable. And we will let this grow. Just as an example, today I was looking at a bagel recipe. It needs a cup of discard, and so I need to get my sourdough starter and my sourdough volume back up to do our big batch baking how we do. bedtime around here, and I've been doing my how many cups of active starter math do I need, and I'm gonna go ahead and get 2 more jars going and get everything nice and fed. I will also feed it again in the morning. If you're just doing a dozen biscuits, you only need 1 cup of active starter, but I plan to do multiple dozens, many different projects, so I need a lot of starter. So I've got about 2 cups in each of these jars, and I'm going to feed them each with 2 cups of flour and 2 cups of water. And then I plan to feed them again in the morning before we get doing all kinds of sourdough projects around here. Okay, Nature Day with the Jam Fam. We've got a nice black snake in the backyard, and these are the good snakes that we want here because they will take care of venomous snakes. So this is our little science for this morning and nature observation.
Snakes are cool.
They are. See how he's moving? So don't mind me. I am working on what I decided to do is I'm going to actually save a bunch of this as sourdough discard. Reason I'm doing this is when I do sourdough discard bagels, it's a full cup of discard for about 8 bagels. So you can see one of these is about 8 cups. So we will have 2 of the big jars for discard recipes coming up. Bagels is what I really hope to do with this. And then this is my active starter that needs fed today. It is hungry, but you can see it went all the way to the top there. I'm gonna get this cleaned up. Sadly, hey, real life, I will not be able to do super mega massive sourdough today as planned, but I did get several other things marked off my to-do list, and that's a win. So I've saved a cup of my active starter. I am just letting drip down what was in this jar into another quart jar I had of discard. Mega Mama sourdough baking is in our future, and now my issues of needing discard, we've solved problems. We've solved problems already. Well, this week, all the life and stuff and things, I am finally getting back to having a big meal prep afternoon, filming a big video for that, and I'm gonna do a bunch of breakfast meal prep tomorrow. Don't have everything organized for that yet, but I got a pretty good idea. I have everything organized for the 3 to 4 big batch dinner recipes I'm doing this afternoon. Plus I'm gonna make homemade rolls. And I just got done feeding the sourdough. I'm not using the sourdough today though. It's a little bit part of the matrix, but we are keeping that starter nice and fed and also getting some discard throughout this week. That's building up my stash in my refrigerator, and we are gonna do lots of sourdough things coming up. And here's what I just had delivered from the Walmart. So here's what Walmart grocery delivery just brought us. I know, look at the big bag of tater tots and the chocolate, right? So I got 4 more batches of these 60 count eggs. It's still under $9 a box. It's like $8.12 a box. We have a box and a half left, but I've been getting 4 to 6 boxes at a time with this price. 2 of the recipes that I'm making between today and tomorrow take a lot of eggs anyway. Figured those are gonna wipe out the box and a half that we have already. Plus, we go through a lot of eggs around here. So there's that. Also got stocked back up on my green beans because, woo, these are a Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pick up my can here. These are good for me in a lot of ways. They've been good to me as I've been doing my gut healing protocol. They're decent fiber. They're gentle on my system. They're also low FODMAP. And so I like to take 1 to 2 of these cans and do them in the slow cooker, like with some chicken broth or some ham or some something, and have them ready to go. And I have several of my folks who will eat them as an option as long as they're prepped and ready. My last cheap coffee maker went, and you know, I think this was $24. That's fine. It's fine. If I have to get a new $24 coffee pot every 6 months, I think I've had my last one, same brand, for 9 months. I just got tired of going through all the Keurigs and all the, you know, like $100 coffee pots, $150 coffee pots. Seemed like I was only getting a year out of those anyway. So whatever, $24 coffee pot saved. My elementary guys needed a new fan for in their room. Several of us like the fan noise at night. So fresh fan for that. And then you see what's coming up. So we did some local Easter egg hunts and such. Last 2 or 3 years in our new universe, we've been doing an Easter egg hunt at home and some of these goodies. So anyway, I'm moving things around, but to help my single mom life, I did just get the eggs again that were pre-filled, and that'll be fun. And then I got everybody who lives here little Reese Peasy carrot. I mean, these are cute. They were $2 each. Got everybody a chocolate bunny. Got 4 bags of these ring pops. I really thought I only got 3. But anyway, everyone will have a ring pop or 2. And just some fun Easter afternoon goodies, plus a little Easter egg hunt afternoon fun. Much cheaper to save the eggs every year and refill them. These were a little more than $5 a bag, but they have stickers and candy in them already. And this has like jelly beans in it or Smarties, and it's good enough for me. And then if we come over here, one of the recipes I'm doing this afternoon is a pizza tater tot casserole, but it's a skillet dinner. We do not need the 5-pound bag of tater tots. I think, as my recipe's not in front of me, it was somewhere between 18 and 32 ounces. I just figured I would use roughly half of this bag, maybe a third, and then, hey, a thrill, I would just do the rest of the tater tots on a sheet pan, and they are already gone. Another one of the recipes that I'm doing is a Philly cheesesteak macaroni. It's also a skillet dinner. It's in my skillet dinner guide, one of my skillet dinner guides. I can't tell you that number offhand either, but you can look for that video coming up. I needed some provolone for that. I have mozzarella from our last pizza day. I needed a red pepper and a green pepper. Needed some ricotta. I'm also doing a sausage skillet lasagna. Just needed one small precious thing of ricotta for that. And lots of folks here like this seasoning, and I needed this for one of the recipes too. So this is a few filming recipe odds and ends. Largely that's what this is. This is Easter afternoon prep. This is keeping store in our refrigerator prep. The green beans are help heal mama and all the different layers and good fiber. Of course, can't live long without a coffee pot. So this is our Walmart delivery haul for today. Happy morning. We got a mile and a half in. Needed to refill my coffee cup. Of course, I've got dueling coffee pots this morning because someone got that one going this morning, but this is the one like it can run for hours and still doesn't finish. So this is the new $24 one, and we've been drinking it. That is good. That someone will. We have several coffee drinkers here. It's okay to have a batch and a half of coffee. We'll handle our business. And everyone is super excited because we are doing a pizza night tonight. And cheers go throughout the house. So that is nice. Definitely getting some good tips on that big batch massive pizza video. So in a few weeks when we do 2 to 3 dozen pizzas again, I have some new tips that we will use to perfect the system. Alrighty, so I just got done finishing up a big batch meal prep video. This is the delicious pizza tater tot skillet I did in the 17-inch Lodge cast iron. This is the first serving going out, but there's going to be a lot more, and that's dinner tonight. Okay, so we are going to town to do all the things, and I have all of these lip balms that we bought. We bought 15 of these for Mother's Day gifts for 15 moms through Honor Project Movement. They are making Mother's Day, I'll say, like gift boxes, gift bags for them. This was our part in it, and we're going to drop these off today so they can get the Mother's Day things ready. Happy weekend. Before we get going making several dozen homemade bagels, yay, I picked up this toaster strudel at Sharp Shopper thinking, you know what, fun weekend breakfast. A whole bunch of my kids have never had a toaster strudel. They're excited, I'm excited, happy breakfast. And then I just got, I think this is a 30-pound case of Cora Cora oranges from John Henry General Store, and another 40-pound box of bananas, so have some fruit with it. For an example, I'm here with my 8-year-old. We just did the math. So there's 8 of my children here. And I was like, okay, so we can do it. He's hopping around in the background. So that means everybody can have 3. But he didn't even know like how, he's like, oh, that's so cool with the icing and stuff. So I told him, you know, it can be 3 each. It could be 2 of this box, 1, this is a mixed berry flavor, or 2 mixed berry, 1 with the icing. We're all happy. Happy weekend toaster strudel. Well, surprise, surprise, we see what everyone is enjoying again. These have baked up lovely. Happy day, Jam Fam. We are gonna do some quick afternoon meal prep, whole foods meal prep, which you know helps balance out the toaster strudel that kids had for weekend fun yesterday. It's a mix, mostly 94% good, healthy, wholesome foods, and a little bit of extra sprinkled in. So we're gonna get the goose pot going. Need to get that over here. It's been several weeks. Hold on, I just feel like there's a few things I need. And I have kitchen towels in here. That's a mercy. There's water on the counter, and I'm like, I wanna get that up. So it's been several weeks since I've done our favorite 2 chickens in the goose pot on top of root vegetables. I got 2 40-pound boxes, so 80 pounds of sweet potatoes from the John Henry General Store. Someone just filled our olive oil bottle. Thank you. Just put a little of that on there. Anywho, sweet potatoes, check. I did a count on how many full chickens I have left in the freezer. There's 5. I have 2 Costco chickens here, 2 Costco chickens left, 1 chicken from Aldi. So I did some quick chicken math. And I also, it's like a miracle day. I've got 3 pairs of scissors all in one spot. It's really good. It is a happy spring around here. And we'll need to feed our sourdough starter again. We've done a lot of sourdough feeding over this past week, I know. And I have majorly increased, so exciting, majorly increased my sourdough discard collection. It's good just for me to get feeding and discarding my sourdough to get in the rhythm again. There you go, chicken. I was just doing some cold water defrost method with that anyway. And I'm not worried about the chicken water getting on the sweet potatoes because I'm going to cook the chicken on top of the sweet potatoes. So I just thought my battery light was flashing, and I'm like, no, I just changed my battery, so we're good. Anyway, chicken, we're talking chicken. We're talking meal prep. We're talking sourdough discard. Those sourdough discard bagels will be coming up in an upcoming project. And again, it takes a cup of sourdough discard for every batch of 8 bagels. So I need, easy to say, 8 to 12 cups of discard just for the bagels alone. But what I'm gonna do right now, because it's easy, it's in my wheelhouse, I'm actually gonna sit down here when I'm done with this and look at us. If you haven't seen my new podcast yet, over on my second channel's name is just Jamerrill, and I launched my podcast this winter. It's called The Jamerrill Show.
And we talk about all the life and stuff and things over there. And I answer so many questions that I get over here as well. And so how I'm able to do that is here we are in April, and I'm already recording ahead for June. So we're going to get this meal prep going. I'm going to get those podcast episodes filmed. And I need to record for 2 sponsors coming up. It's my afternoon work time. So to-do list task, that'll probably take 2 or 3 hours, all those activities. And then I've got 7,200 steps, so should probably be about 4:30 or 5, probably 5-ish around that time. And then I'm going to walk for an hour. I have phone calls and emails I need to make. So I'm going to try to touch each of those tasks while I'm walking, but I'm regulating while I'm walking. It's all a good time. So I'm going to do that. Then about 6. Now, I don't normally work till 8 p.m. And 8:30 is my nice elementary school bedtime. But today is usually my one day to do all of these kind of tasks that I don't get to all week. Hold on, need a kitchen knife. It's my batch recording day for, again, the podcast and for course updates I have coming out and new courses I want to have coming out, those kind of projects I can't get to every day. So then this evening I will continue to work. I plan to work on adding even more videos to my YouTuber Extraordinaire course. I'll be working through that from probably 6 to 7. And then from 7 to 8. So like I say, long day. But as I mentioned, we've already got 7,200 steps. Before I started this, I walked in the sunshine for over an hour. Kids out having fun, sunshine time. I also owe you a weather report. So then from 7 to 8, I'm going to get my recipes ready. And if I need any little odds and ends ingredients for my upcoming massive breakfast freezer cooking, I think I have most things. But just in case, if I need anything in a Walmart order, I know I'm out of mascara. I need to order some fresh mascara. But I'll probably have a few things I'll need to order. And then it'll be bedtime. So again, I don't normally work like till 8 o'clock at night. We can't swing that around here. But sometimes on this day of the week, it becomes my larger catch-all day for business and admin and life tasks. I just don't get to the other 6 days. And I did take yesterday completely off to stay in my pajamas, and of course I got 25,000 steps, but that is my idea of a good time. But I journaled and finished an audio book that I've been listening to and all of those good self-care things. Tomorrow will be massive breakfast freezer cooking, but even with the recipe planning, I'm using my big batch freezer meal guides from my big batch freezer meals and meal planning vault. So the planning and the recipes are done. It's just more I want to pick which one I'm going to cook, which one would serve us best for the next few weeks, and also making that decision based on what I have on hand. I'm going to put some soap on the bottom of this bowl. So I just figure, reading through, going through my ingredients, doing that kind of prep. I'm going to sit in my chair with my feet up and have some hot evening tea and read recipes. That's also my idea of a good time. And tomorrow I will do that big freezer cooking. Let me think. I will probably go 10 because I have self-care plus kid activities in the morning. And tomorrow can be a longer day. I'll probably work on that massive freezer cooking tomorrow, 10:30 to 5 or 6. But that will be my longest cooking/filming day of the week. And then I'll do the rest of that video and the thumbnail and the wrap up the following day. And I will film again about 10:30 to 4 on that day. So that video will be coming out for you all shortly. Future video goodness coming up. I'm just washing these real quick while I can. And then those Brussels sprouts probably say pre-washed, but I like to rinse things anyway, at least. So these were, how many are these? Good to see. Yeah, 2 pounds. Okay, so we're gonna, the menu. So we've got probably about 4 pounds of sweet potatoes that we're cooking 2 full chickens on in the goose pot. And then I'm going to roll these Brussels sprouts in some oil. We're going to do these on a sheet pan. I've been doing low FODMAP, which you are well aware, and I'm slowly testing and introducing different vegetables in that I've had to cut back on the last several months. So I know I'm great with green beans, so sheet pan, Brussels sprouts, yes. I'm going to get some green beans, probably going in the slow cooker. We'll probably pour some chicken fat on those too. And additionally, I have someone that requested more baked potatoes. So I have a 50-pound bag of baked potatoes looking at me. And then I'm looking at my buckets. I also have, one moment, where'd it go? Yes, I have a Costco bag of jasmine rice in a bucket that we're gonna do. So again, that's 4 pounds of sweet potatoes, 6 pounds of Brussels sprouts, a slow cooker full of green beans, slow cooker full of jasmine rice, and a full-size sheet pan of baked potatoes. That sounds good to me. All the things prepping, and these meals will go over several days, and the components will go over several days. Hold on here, we're getting things together. I'm going to roll some oil, brush some oil. I will probably use that up. And I have some more oil I can get out. Avocado oil coming up next. Pretty good. Gonna find our brush. Wow, 2 of them available. Nice. I'm painting chicken. Like I said, everything will get cooked. So I'm going to use this brush. And then I will roll the Brussels sprouts in this oil. Probably gonna wash and roll those potatoes too. And it is the start of a new week around here. So that will get us going on things. And I'm going to put my goose pot in this smaller oven, which is still, this is like regular size oven. And I will do the Brussels sprouts and the baked potatoes over here. It's probably good. I don't think I have anything in there. No. But this top rack will need to come out. Nice. Now, lid, okay. I guess I didn't even put salt on those. Let me sprinkle some salt. And like for chicken like this, we just use different individual preference sauces. I have a buffalo sauce that I've really liked using here lately. So, and I have kids that like different barbecue sauces and things. So we'll just keep that simple. Nice. This will be my first time using the Goose pot in the new version of my favorite oven. Oil there. Okay. So we'll also get potatoes washing. I can use scissors to open the potato bag. I had bought 2 of these 50-pound bags from John Henry General Store a few weeks ago. We used the first bag, and now it's time to get into this one. Okay, we are going to get potatoes going. So total, in real time, I think it's taking me, might take me 10 to 15 minutes. Let's say 15. It'll be quicker in video time. But to do this Whole Foods meal prep that my family is going to eat off of for a couple days here. Now that chicken won't last a couple days, but these baked potatoes we might be eating through for the next 4 or 5 days. Jasmine rice, depending on how much I do, sometimes that's gone in a day. I might try to do more jasmine rice in the slow cooker this afternoon. It cooks up great in the slow cooker, no problems with that. And green beans will be over 2 to 3 days. Brussels sprouts, those are a variable. I have different Brussels sprouts fans and not, and how many of them I will eat is questionable. I'm going to test it. I had a salad maybe 3 days ago and it went real well. So I had to give my body a break from a lot of different raw fruits and vegetables for a bit, and I had a smaller list of those that I could tolerate. But yay for another layer of healing being processed. Just real quick to get another win, I'm going to get these Brussels sprouts going since the potatoes will take me a couple minutes. Actually, I'm feeling like let's do all the quick wins we can. Brussels sprouts in, check. Rice in, check. Broccoli in, check. Hold on, I'm going after my parchment paper. Gonna just leave that upside down in there for a minute. And I know we're meal prepping. We got all that in the oven, but all that takes time, and I'm hungry now. I need protein now. So this is what is left from the 2 9x13s low-carb pizza casseroles that we did the other day from my Big Batch Dinners for Busy Nights guide. It's also over in the Big Batch Freezer Meals and Meal Plan Vault. I'm just gonna microwave these quickly while we keep on trucking. Well, okay, the sun is sunning so much right now. And you know we were at 7,200 steps. So gonna do about 20 minutes of walking before I sit down and do podcast recording because I just can't not walk. I love it. Okay, just finished, just a speck over 2 miles for the day. Finished this up for the evening. Now, time to go get ready for my elementary school bedtime. So this week, we got ahead on the sourdough discard, and I'm proud of us because once we start doing those sourdough discard bagels and doing our sourdough things, we need discard stocked up in jars ready to go. And I need to be in the routine and the workflow to continue to feed my active sourdough starter every day because I need quite a bit for my big batch baking projects using sourdough. And I feel like this week together, I got back in a good flow with it. And I can see now again how I can expand my active starter when I'm doing big batch sourdough baking and I need a lot of active starter. I now can confidently expand it again. And I can just as confidently put discard in the refrigerator. And the discard is what we'll use in recipes that still have many of the benefits of sourdough, but we will also use active yeast in those. And the active sourdough starter, that works as our yeast. We do not need to add extra yeast in those batches. And in addition to doing a 14-miler trail event with one of my young adults, and glory, happy day, also having real noodles at Olive Garden after that event, it has been a fantastic time. Be sure to click the first link in the description below, head to largefamilytable.com/vault, and use special coupon code JAMFAM to take an extra $50 off for a limited time of my brand new, just released Big Batch Freezer Meals and Meal Plan Vault, where I have over 100 resources, including cooking guides, Big Batch Freezer Meal guides, full meal plans, helps with frugal grocery shopping, using what you have on hand, and how to meal plan from your pantry, and so very much more. You will see the full mega load at largefamilytable.com/vault. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. I have many big things coming up, and I can't wait to share them all with you. And I know that you will find all kinds of meal planning and kitchen helps and support over in my brand new Big Batch Freezer Meals and Meal Plan Vault. I appreciate you. Thanks for being with me. I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye-bye.